Welcome, Scorpio, to this, your 2023 annual forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and if you'd like to find out more about me, just go into the description box below. And if you'd like to see your in-depth monthly readings, and you're not a subscriber who's been notified that it's come through, just go to the playlist on my channel and it's easily set out for you. And you'll find your current and probably prior month as well. But now I'm going to take 12 cards, one for each month of the year, and see what there is in store for you, magnificent Scorpio. So let's see, first of all, in January, there's two have come out. So the first one is this one, which is the Hermit. The second is the Hanged Man. A couple of major arcana straight off the top. Well done, you. There's the Six of Wands. Looks like a fantastic year. I'm not going to give anything away. There's the Sun. Well, there's Justice. And this is the Empress. What a fantastic row of cards for the first 6 months of the year. Gee, it doesn't really get much better than that, I don't think. Let's have a look anyway to see what's coming through in July. And it is the Knight of Pentacles. Good on you, Knight of Pentacles. There is the Chariot. Well done. And here there is the Queen of Pentacles. Something from in here, perhaps? Let's dig into the center. And there's the Page of Wands off the top. There is Death. And let's see what there is in here somewhere. What do we take? Oh, whatever that one was. That is... Ooh, the Queen of Wands. Great. Well, I'll bring the camera around, so why don't you come sit down next to me? We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do your reading for you. Wow, what a great spread for you. Let's have a look at this first card, shall we? And it is the Hermit. Just check that image out, would you? Well, this is Mercury ruling Virgo with Mercury exalted. She is the prophet of the eternal, the mistress of the voice of power. And I think that what is going to happen to you, well, with Mercury rules and Mercury exalted, so there's a great degree of communication here for you at this time. And I think you'll have playful dealings with all matters of communication here, and you'll be very good at getting your point of view across to other people. Now, I do think that you could well find that you are acting as something of a mentor to someone else during this time, or as an advisor or providing counsel, certainly a shoulder to cry on or someone to listen to the tales of concern or woe that someone has. There is also a period here where I think that, now this is interesting for you in January of all months, but I think you're going to feel there's almost like an illumination, a magnetism coming with you during this period. And this illumination comes from within. This magnetic personality presses out. And you'll be very wise, is what I think also. I think you're going to be finding your own light. And it's about completing off things that were hanging over from last year. And it's also about reaping the harvest of the work that you have produced. You'll be resting in your own center and be a wise guide. Certainly a very good friend and confidant, I think you'll find yourself being at that period there in January. Now in February, we come to the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is, this is an interesting energy coming after the Hermit there. I have Neptune, and it's very much associated with Venus as well. I think what there are new perspectives that you are bringing into your life. You will find that there is a situation or relationship which is stuck, and maybe it is something that you are then going to let go. You may give up something. I'm getting the feeling of surrendering, of handing something over. Well, I suppose the new year is one of those times when we do such things. This could also be coming about as you discussing your particular concerns with other people as well. There's very much that confidential discussions going on here. I think you'll be learning to see in a new way in February. And definitely, there is very strongly the need for you to break through old behavior patterns. I really do think that you are going to be changing from the caterpillar into the butterfly. It's also important to say, I think, that you are going to be losing ties to guilt from past events. So anything that you're giving up, I don't think you're going to feel bad about it. Or maybe you're giving up something lesser so that something much more fulfilling emotionally can enter into your life. So February is going to be an interesting month, I think. Then we come into March, but I think any of these things that you have been mulling over in your head and actions that you take from those are going to be successful for you. Because here we have this Six of Wands, and this is Jupiter ruling the second decan of Libra. Well, Jupiter is all about love, expansion, and philosophy, and this combines well with the creativity of Leo. And so you have success in achieving your goals. Now, Leo, look, with this number 6 here, I have a mystical association with the sun there. And I also have a mystical association with Christ consciousness, or Vishnu consciousness, or Krishna consciousness. Now, Leo is also ruled by the sun. Remember, it's Jupiter and Leo in this card. And so I think therefore we have for you balance and harmony. Now, Leo is going to give you confidence and creativity, while Jupiter will bestow an expansiveness upon you. This is talking about victory. You have a green light to achieve success. There's clarity of mind here, you breaking through barriers, and there's the unification of your internal energies. You will definitely be feeling inspired to continue, and I think that you are going to be obtaining recognition from other people. And you know what? I think you're going to enjoy being in the limelight. And then in March, and then we come into April, as if to reinforce that great energy of March, comes this energy, which is indicated here. And this is the Sun card. What a beautiful image itself. The Lord of the Fire of the Word. Well, I think the sun is the source of life, and it represents success and abundance. And this is going to follow you in your life at this time. The energy of the sun will get you through any tough times, and the sun is going to illuminate your path forward after what has been, I think, something of a trying time, and I suspect it's to do with these cards here. But embrace your goals now and give it everything you've got. And if you have had tough times, know this: things are going to be better. Look at this little child down here. Well, be like a child again and remove any layers of negativity that overlay you. Look, you can move mountains at this time. Very creative energy and awareness and fulfilled love relationship is something that I see. Now, there'd be a great degree of wisdom here. I think you're undergoing some great personal growth. This is a definite yes. It's talking about riches. Now, I'm getting marriage around it for some reason, but there is also success, good fortune, optimism, and great happiness for you. Let's have a look at May. And this is the Justice card. And you've got, what's coming after it? The Empress. So justice between the Sun and the Empress. Well, that means for me that it is Venus ruling Libra with Saturn exalted. Now, Libra emphasizes that the energy of this card is all about balance and equilibrium. And this is also about self-control for you. For me, she is the daughter of the Lords of Truth, the ruler of the balance. So I see here for you a time of justice, balance, adjusting your inner and outer actions and thoughts, I think, and the suspension of action pending a decision. You will want to have a sense of objectivity, and so I think that you'll be standing back. Now, I think there is here equilibrium and also the balancing of opposites. Now, this is a good time, I think, for you to start to write that screenplay or novel. It's a good time to diet or go to get an exercise program or get into the gym. It's also a good time to balance your financial affairs. Pay attention to what situations in your daily life tend to throw you off balance and discover the conditions under which you find harmony again, and carry this quality with you more and more as you move through your daily activities at this time of year. Now, where does that take us? I think it takes us, as I said before, to the Empress, and another just stunning representation of a tarot card, I think, the daughter of the mighty ones. This is a time when you will be filled. This has got a lot of Venus around it, and it is a time which has got to do with love, relationship, also with money. And there's beauty around here now, love, parenthood. Look, if you're a woman, you're going to find that you are very feminine, and there is a connection between spirit and matter, a connection between inner and outer wealth. This is a period of great fertility. So if you don't intend anything to come from certain acts, and remember that this is a very fertile period, but you will be fulfilling your potential, I think, and there's a successful opportunity about making money here. I am getting pregnancy though, so if you don't intend to do that, be aware of it and be in touch with the beauty of your life. You could be exploring a relationship with your mother or with a maternal figure, or acting as a mother or a maternal figure to somebody else. This reminds you also that spirituality is expressed from the heart and not from the head, and it's important that you nurture other people and yourself at this time. And say to yourself at this time, I am filled with power and beauty. Now let's go into July and see what there is here. Who are you, my friend? The Knight of Pentacles. Hello, Knight. Let's have a look at you. That's the Spirit. Well, the Prince of the Chariot of the Earth. This is a time in which you are going to be energetic, very capable manager. You'll be able to sort everything out, and you'll be quite steadfast in the way that you work. I think you'll be slow to anger, but watch out if somebody has enraged you. Now, I think you'll have quite an interest in structure at this time. Now, what I mean by that is I'm kind of getting architecture and building, but I'm not saying that you're going to be an architect, but this could also extend to gardening, to beautifying the home. It could also extend to hair, makeup, fashion, things like this. These are the things that you'll have an interest in and which you're going to be very good at. You'll have great energy in dealing with the material things, and you'll be quite unshakable. No one's going to put you off course. And I think what there is here is, I think you're going to be engaging, you may not like to hear it, but I think you're going to be engaging in physical activity. This is definitely the time for you to take action. Now, if you do, important experiences are going to result. But what you should also do, I think, is to find a physical, creative activity which you find joy and fulfillment in. Then we come to this Cancer-based card. Let's have a look. Yes, the child of the power of the waters, the Lord of the triumph of light. Now, this is saying to me quite clearly that you will at this time have victory over adversity. Now, I think what's happened is that you have probably come through something of a difficult period, certainly last year, I think. But the energies and the aggravation that's come from that, you will have overcome it by this time. And you'll be having the courage to take action, which is important because it's not enough to just think about taking action, but it's actually to have the courage to start. And you'll have success over previous negative patterns. I think there could well be an emphasis on self-discipline here, as well as a period of rest and contemplation. You'll be moving towards higher goals, but remain centered and protect yourself during this period. There are changes coming now for the good. There is the success coming with little or no support from other people. Now, you could also be coming to the aid of somebody else, you know. This is a time when you should be saying, I am putting my life in order and preparing for the new beginning. Well, we had the Knight of Pentacles, and now we have the Queen. Lots of people in your spread, aren't there? Now, I think that Sagittarius and Capricorn are going to be important to you at this time. She is the Queen of the thrones of earth, and you will at this time be ambitious, affectionate and kind, very charming and practical. This is a very good energy for people who are engaged in home duties and who don't have an external career. You'll be ambitious, but this is a time for you to work with instinct and intuition rather than over-intellectualizing things. Say to yourself, what has worked? What are the things that have worked in the past? Let me just do that. This is not the time to experiment with any new ways of doing things or conducting your life. And it's probably not a good time to be thinking about changing a job at this time, because that in a sense is an experiment, isn't it? You leave behind all your political capital and you then start with no political capital in a new organization. Now, you know how I said that you may be involved in an exercise regime here? I think this Queen of Pentacles gives great care to her body. She knows precisely what attention the body needs in order to reflect suitably, as the temple of the soul, her internal beauty. Now, this applies to physical and cosmetic care, as well as good nourishment and care of her health. I think you do need to find time to create nurturing time for yourself, though. But she represents prosperity and security. Then we come into October, and in October we have the Page of Wands. Now, this is interesting because sitting between Death and the Queen of Pentacles, this is suggesting to me that I think that Leo, Virgo, and Cancer are going to be important to you. Look, this is a time, I think, when you are going to be really quite ravenous in passion of whatever kind, almost entirely reckless in the means of obtaining gratification and satisfaction. You'll be, well, in a word, insatiable during this period. You'll be very energetic, individualistic, brilliant and daring and expressive in love as well as in anger. I think also here is a time where you will be freed from fear. This new beginning, which was heralded by this Chariot card, is underway now, and there's an optimism with you here and a real sense of increased perception. Do you know, you will see in this time that your old fears have lost their power over you. Their dead remains cannot frighten you any longer. So think now on what your greatest strengths are and start to put them into action, because I think that there's some transformation yet to happen. And here it is, this transformation period that's coming through. And I think it's going to be successful if I can keep reading down that line down there. This is the... why don't you go there so we can get a better idea? There you go. Now this is the child of the great transformers, the lord of the gate of death. This is Mars ruling Scorpio. Mars, the planet of fiery energy in its lowest form, which is necessary to provide the impulse to change. I think what we see here is almost you becoming free of old ensnarements. There are external changes. There are some endings coming around. Mortality, letting go of emotional attachments. This represents, I think, really for you, and it's probably not an unusual time of year, I suppose, but it represents the end of a cycle, in a sense, and the beginning of a new cycle. There's a great degree of internal thought and transformation that's going on here. Now, change, which is either voluntary or involuntary, is coming through, and it may be sudden and unexpected. There is release for you from the destruction of some things. This is very much about you facing your fears and breaking limits. You need to grow to learn your life's lessons, do you know? Now, you are ready to make the necessary changes in your life, I think, at this period. And if there's any pain that comes with it, so be it. Accept the loss of the old and ask yourself, what outdated relationships or situations are you still clinging to? Remember, death is your protection against stagnation. And that takes us finally, I think, to the Queen of Wands in December. And in December, she has this to say to you. Well, she is the Queen of the Thrones of Flame. Now, you'll be really quite adaptable at this time. You'll have a persistent energy, a calm authority, and you will have great powers of attraction. You are going to be very magnetic and difficult to resist. Well, to put it in a nutshell, you are going to find that you are very sexually attractive to other people, and I'm sure you will be able to manage that however you think is best. Now, she has mastered self-knowledge. She has looked deep into her own nature, which has led to transformation of her being. This is a period where you are going through something of a process of self-discovery, which is following on from that death card, and remembering your power. Now, you got to where you are by resolving difficulties in the past, and this year finds you in December, a much stronger character than you were at the start, and it's a time for you to express your natural power and beauty and move on from the past. You'll know what you want, you'll have an active life, and as I say, creating a very powerful first impression. Good job. Well, I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. I think that this is going to be a fantastic 2023 for you. Truly I do. And I think it's something that you should be looking forward to. And because it's got great things in store, as you have just seen. And do have a look at the monthly readings that I provide, and you can check that out on the playlist or subscribe and get notified so that you see where the things are. But until I see you again, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. And until then, it's bye for now.